guys, my name is Lynsey Soule and I'm a medical student here at WVU School of Medicine, and I'm here today to tell you 4 myths your primary care physicians want you to know. First myth is that sugar-free candy means unlimited candy. What you need to know is that some of these sugar-free candies will have some hidden carbs. Even though they may appear healthier than their sugared counterparts, you still need to pay attention to the nutrition label and the serving size. Some sugar-free candies contain molecules called sugar alcohols. The way these molecules work are that they're hard for the body to digest completely, so they end up not having as much an effect on blood sugar as normal sugars might. However, they are still a form of carbohydrate. Knowing the amount of carbohydrates in foods can be very important for many people. Whether you're a diabetic or just on a low-carb diet, it can be important to know how to count carbs when dealing with sugar alcohols. The main rule of thumb is to subtract half the amount of the sugar alcohols from the total amount of carbohydrates. That will give you the net carbs of that food. Make sure to also pay attention to the serving size, because that can also play a big role. Another thing to keep in mind when eating these sugar-free candies is that sugar alcohols have been associated with abdominal discomfort and diarrhea. So eating large amounts of these candies can result in quite a few bathroom trips in the near future. And this can also be worse in people with IBS. So make sure to look at the serving size before consuming, and also be aware of your own GI tendencies. The second myth is that gluten-free foods are healthier than their gluten counterparts, or that a gluten-free diet means a weight loss diet. That's not always the case. In recent years, gluten-free foods and diet have been on the rise. But what exactly is gluten? Gluten is a general name for proteins found in wheat, rye, barley, and other types of bread. It's also a very important part of the manufacturing process and baking process of many foods. Since gluten is such an important part of many foods, when manufacturers have to turn to other ingredients to make up for this lack of gluten, sometimes not the best ingredients are used. This can include ingredients like xanthan gums, starches, and syrups, which have been associated with raising blood sugars and can be calorically rich. Before reaching for the gluten-free option as the healthier option, make sure to turn it over and look at the nutrition facts on the back. For example, when comparing breads, gluten-free bread actually had more carbohydrates, more sugars, and then less fibers than a whole wheat bread. The gluten also had more fat, less vitamin and minerals, and is generally less fortified than whole wheat breads. Number 3. It's not really a myth, but a lot of confusion that seems to be surrounding diet sodas and aspartame. And are they good or are they bad? Over the recent years, there has been a lot of coverage in news stories about the artificial sweetener called aspartame. This is found in many sugar-free Coke products and other diet sodas. There has been worries and confusion about the long-term consequences of drinking large amounts of aspartame, and it has been linked to cancer, obesity, and type 2 diabetes in animal and human models. However, like most studies, there has been some doubt cast on if the aspartame is causing these conditions or the population studies were already predisposed. Before you swear off diet sodas and reach for the regular Coke in the store, make sure that you know that sugary sodas have also been linked to cancer, obesity, and type 2 diabetes. Normal sweetened drinks can also cause extreme safety risks for patients with diabetes and pre-diabetes. And myth number 4, a healthy diet has to be a boring diet. That's not the case. You can still have fun, go to barbecues, and eat out on a healthy diet. We're here to tell you how. One of the biggest myths is that once you're diagnosed with something like diabetes or another chronic metabolic health condition, that means you're now condemned to a tasteless diet. However, that's not the case. You can still enjoy many delicious foods and still enjoy the kitchen. You can also just visit the website and find some recipes that you can incorporate into your daily diet that can help reduce carbs and also boost your intake of healthier foods.